back to Lyra Pulse, where we break down the lives and legacies of the world's most influential strategy leaders. I'm Bhakti.
And I am Vikas. Today's episode is a special one. We are diving deep into the remarkable journey of Orit Gadiesh, the woman who didn't just break glass ceilings, but ignored they even existed in the first place.
Exactly, she's not just a consultant, she's a force of nature. For over 3 decades, she led Bain and Company with a mix of military precision, intellectual firepower, and an unmistakably bold style.
Think purple hair, 4-inch heels, and boardrooms full of Fortune's 100 CEOs hanging on her every word. But her story starts in a very different place military intelligence in Israel.
Born Orit Grunfeld in Haifa 1951, she grew up with leadership in her blood. Her father, a Berlin-born colonel in Israeli army. Her mother, a Ukrainian-born nurse. That mix of discipline and empathy, you'll see that play out all across her whole career.
What's fascinating is the family name itself, Gadiesh. It was actually changed at the suggestion of none other than David Ben Gurion, Israel's founding prime minister. Talk about early proximity to power.
That proximity became real experience when Orit served in the Israeli Defense Forces. And while rumors swirl that she commanded tanks, she actually worked in intelligence under Ezer Weizman, who later became Israel's president.
And her biggest takeaway from that period? Learning not to be intimidated by important people. That mindset shows up again and again in how she operates in the consulting world.
Post-military, she graduates summa cum laude in psychology from Hebrew University. Then, without being fully fluent in English, she tackles Harvard Business School. And not just tackles, she dominates. Top 5% of her class, Baker Scholar, and winner of Brown Prize from Best Marketing Student.
They called her Machine Gun Ori at HBS. Not because of her military past, but because of her intensity and rapid fire thinking. You get the sense that she's always 5 steps ahead and everyone else is just trying to catch it up.
So, 1977 rolls around and she joins Bain and Company, just as the firm is establishing itself as a challenger to McKinsey's dominance. From the very beginning, she is in the trenches with heavy industrial clients. We are talking steel, manufacturing environments where being a tall, confident woman with a thick accent wasn't the norm.
And yet, it never seemed to phase her. One Bain partner said people, forget she was a woman. Because once Orit started breaking down a business problem, gender, background, language, they all become irrelevant.
Fast forward to the late 1980s. Bain is in serious financial trouble, and here's where her leadership instincts truly shine. Alongside Mitt Romney, she helps stabilize the firm, and not just stabilize, revitalize.
This is such a crucial part of her story. The company was faltering, but Orit kept saying loudly and publicly, we are better than you, to rivals. It wasn't empty bravado, it was calculated confidence, a signal to clients and staff alike that Bain was going to survive and thrive.
In 1993, Orit is selected as chairman of Bain. Let's just pause on that. A woman leading a global strategy firm in the 90s. That wasn't just unusual, it was unheard of.
What made her standard though wasn't just that she broke the mold, it's how she thought. Her approach to strategy wasn't formulaic. She focused deeply on the why behind its business decisions.
Her client portfolio reads like a CEO fantasy camp. Raytheon, Microsoft, Chrysler, and her expertise spans everything from portfolio management and cost reduction to global expansion and turnaround strategy.
She once said her secret was combining two key traits confidence and curiosity. That might sound simple, but it's powerful. Her confidence gave clients assurance. Her curiosity meant she was never complacent. She asked better questions and found smarter answers.
Let's also talk style for a second. Orit isn't your stereotypical consultant. 6 feet tall in her heels, purple hair, chunky jewelry, but none of it's a gimmick. It's authenticity. She brings her whole self into the boardroom and commands it.
Her base remained Bain. Orit's influence extended far beyond. She co-authored the book Lessons from Private Equity Any Company Can Use. It is a must read for anyone in our world. It's not just theory, it's tactical, practical, and backed by decades of real cases.
She has been listed multiple times on Forbes 100 Most Powerful Women list. She's on the board of trustees for World Economic Forum, on MIT's executive committee, on the Council of Foreign Relations. I mean, the Rolodex is incredible.
And she chaired the International Business Leaders Advisory Council to the Mayor of Shanghai. Her global exposure has shaped how she advises firms. She is not a Western strategist exporting solutions. She is a global thinker tailoring them.
One of our superpowers, understanding cross cultural business logic, how incentives, leadership model, and growth strategies differ, and how to bridge those gaps for multinational clients.
So, what's the legacy? At Bain, she transformed the firm from a near collapse to a global powerhouse. But more than that, she redefined what leadership in consulting could look like.
She showed that strategic rigor and emotional intelligence aren't mutually exclusive, that confidence doesn't require arrogance, and that if you're good enough, they'll stop talking about your gender or your accent and start listening to your ideas.
For young consultants, especially women, her story is electric. It says, yes, the boredom is hard to reach, but it's not out of your reach. If you're willing to combine discipline with boldness, intellect with empathy, you can change the game.
And let's not forget, she's still active, Chair Emeritus at Bain, advising clients across three continents. She didn't just build a career, she's still building impact.
So, what can we, as strategy consultants, take from Orit Gadiesh?
1. Never underestimate the power of confidence, especially during uncertainty. 2. Curiosity is a strategy, not a trait. And 3. Your background isn't your boundary, it's your foundation.
And fourth, style matters, not because it's flashy, but because it reflects how comfortable you are in your own skin. Orit's presence teaches us that gravitas comes in many forms.
That's it for today's episode of Lyra Pulse. If you enjoyed this story, leave us a review and share it with your fellow strategists. And don't forget, every icon we profile was once a beginner, just asking better questions.
Until next time, stay bold, stay curious, and keep thinking beyond the slide take.